Hello again, and welcome back to these sessions on learning and experiencing meditation. And today, let us start with a short meditation. And as always, we start the meditation with relaxing the body. And also with this exercise of expanding our awareness, broadening our awareness. And I will just guide with a few words, and you just as if follow these words in your mind. So we keep the body comfortable, but not that comfortable that you fall asleep, but just relax. Keep the feet on the floor, the hands relaxed, the back straight. And make sure that the breathing is regular and deep rather than superficial. Inhale and exhale. And just become aware of the surroundings, the objects in the room, the people around, the lightning, the movement that may be there, the sounds that may be there. And we just accept everything as it is. Just train that awareness of perceive the bigger picture, but also perceive that what is invisible. Now, right here, right now, there is this body, but the one who is operating the body is not visible. Invisible, inner being, the being of consciousness, the being of light, the real self. And we can use this image of a tiny star operating from the center of the forehead, just behind the eyes. Pure, free, serene, living light. The one who thinks, the one who experiences, is this invisible being of consciousness, living light. And for a few moments, just reflect on this and allow this awareness to sink in. Pure, timeless, living light. This is who I truly am. And the body is a temporary vehicle. Thank you. And as we go through the rest of the session, let us aim to hold this awareness in the mind. The real self is living light, pure consciousness, invisible to the human eye. So what you see, this face, this body, is the packaging, is the vehicle. But just in your mind, hold this image of a tiny star, living light, the master of the body. Okay, so in the last session, we expanded a little on thoughts and to encourage you, invite you to observe your thoughts and to get more insight in what kinds of thoughts we can have and to become more aware of the quality of our thoughts and to choose higher quality of thoughts, because our thoughts are connected with our feelings, our thoughts are connected with our mood, our thoughts are connected with our attitude. And so it is very useful to become more aware of what we think and how we think, and to use this power that we have to guide our thought, to consciously choose our thoughts. And today we are going to expand a little bit more on this, but also for each one of us it is very useful to begin to know what is our inner workings, so to say. What is the dynamic within us? And within us, I don't mean within the body, but within consciousness. How does it operate? How does it work? And we will go over to the board again to sketch, to help us in this understand, and these visuals sometimes make it easier to understand. So coming back to this word, human being, this is the human part, the body and the things around the body, objects, possessions, position, people, relationships. This is the human part. And we know a lot about how the human body functions. The human body has different organs to make this body operate and function. There is a heart that pumps the blood to the different extremities and organs, and it carries oxygen that comes from the lungs. There is a stomach, there is a liver, there are different organs in the body, there is a brain that make us able to function, to let this body function. Now, the being part, something similar is happening. The being of consciousness, the invisible experiencer, the soul. The being also has certain abilities, certain faculties to make consciousness function. And one of those faculties is the mind. And the mind is that faculty. It is like a screen on which thoughts appear. So we may have certain thoughts that pop up in the mind. And every thought carries with it certain feelings and certain emotions, certain intentions, certain attitude. So these are things that are going on in our mind. We also have what is called the subconscious mind. So this is the more active part, and we are kind of actively experiencing what goes on in the mind. There are thoughts, we may create thoughts consciously, and they are in the mind. For example, I am hungry, or I am cold, or I like this, I don't like this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I love you or I hate you. These are thoughts that are active in our mind, and every one of these thoughts has a certain feeling and a certain vibe and certain emotions that come with it. We also have the subconscious mind. And the subconscious mind is where we carry our impressions from the past, things that happen in the past, things that we have done in the past. In our subconscious, we carry certain inclinations based on what we have experienced or developed in the past. We may develop certain inclination. For example, the inclination to maybe say something, a dog bite you when you were little, and you have developed an aversion of dogs. You don't like dogs, so you are inclined not to like dogs or anything that looks like a dog. Certain inclinations we may have, or we may have the inclination to be conflictive, or we may have the inclination of being harmonious. No? We carry certain inclinations within our subconscious, impressions from the past, inclinations, certain habits that form over time, certain memories. And there is a word that we use within the spiritual context for these impressions is called sanskars. Impressions and inclinations. And these impressions, these inclinations, they trigger thoughts in our mind. Now, for example, if you have the habit of drinking coffee, thought will come, I want coffee, I want coffee, I want coffee, I need coffee, where can I get coffee? They are coming from some impressions from the subconscious, the sanskars. And we have another faculty, another very important faculty, which is called the intellect. And the intellect is our wisdom with which we choose our thoughts, or with which we choose what to do and what not to do. The intellect is as if the guiding authority in our inner kingdom, you could say, in our inner world. And so if the intellect is wise, and intellect doesn't mean high IQ, because we can have high IQ and know lots of information but still not necessarily be wise. So intellect is your wisdom, the way you look at life, and the values and the virtues and the wisdom with which you operate your life, the intellect. And for meditation, it is important to nourish your intellect with spiritual wisdom, with the practice of silence and reflection, so that the intellect can guide the mind, what thoughts to have and what thoughts not to have. And also the sense organs of the body create, stimulate thoughts in our mind. For example, I see someone wearing an orange t-shirt. I see orange t-shirt. Thought comes, oh, orange t-shirt. This is nice. I also want one. Where can I get it? How much will it cost? Maybe they can give me. All these thoughts come because the eyes saw something. Or the nose may be smelling some fresh baked bread. Nose smells. Thought comes in the mind, oh, I want to eat. I'm hungry. I want to have bread. Now, the whole idea of meditation is to become a master again of our own kingdom. Our own kingdom is our mind, our intellect, our sanskars, and our sense organs and our sense experiences. To not let this mind become cluttered and like a wild horse all over the place. To use the wisdom to choose whatever kind of thoughts and feelings to have. To use wisdom to know how to use the body. What sense impressions to take in and to create thoughts, and what to let go. So this is a little bit of a peep into your inner world, your inner kingdom. And meditation is one of the big tools for us to become a master again over our own inner kingdom. So let's have some meditation. And as always, in a second, come back to that awareness of the self as a spiritual being, a being of consciousness, the invisible creator of thoughts, the invisible experiencer, one who is operating this body from the center of the forehead, as if sitting behind the eyes, using the eyes as windows. And just take a moment to let this sink in. The real self is free, timeless, innocent, living light. And if you are able to visualize, that's fine, but even if not, it's not necessary. Just hold this in your mind. Invisible living light in the image of a tiny star, the one who is operating this body, playing the part in this drama of human life. And the subtle organs that I am in charge of, the subtle organs within the soul, the mind, the intellect and the subconscious. They are like my workers, my co-workers. And with love and with gentleness, we tell our mind, we allow to only create thoughts that are constructive, that are uplifting, or that are spiritual. Whatever happens in the subconscious, I don't allow it to govern my present day thinking. I use the intellect to put a stop to thoughts that are destructive. I use the strength of discernment to choose thoughts that are empowering, that remind me of our true, innate, higher nature. We are spiritual beings with innate, higher, virtuous potential, imperishable, free, immortal, peaceful, living light. And we use the body for virtuous actions, for actions of kindness and goodness, for actions of upliftment and empowerment.